All right, I have 7:01. Tammy, we'll call the meeting to order. This being a budget meeting, I'd like to wait until everybody's here to accept previous minutes. I know Carrie is usually here. She's usually just a couple minutes behind, so we have no visitors. That was kind of the idea there. So if we get the road report from Mac, then we can jump down to the rest of board business unless anybody has any problems with that. And we can do previous minutes once everybody else is here.
Oh, you can present it and
I
just say
believe
the
they're all right
quotes are
here,
to
Tammy.
follow,
Yep.
right? Brenda's not here, but we can put it in the folder afterwards.
So this is a proposal for the.
They aren't gonna be able to hear
You
you.
gotta hit the map. Yeah,
Alright,
sorry, Bubba.
Better?
For them.
You're okay, Brenda?
Okay.
Proposal for ARPA money.
Okay.
Was requested. There's no firm numbers yet because the quotes I had were from August to September, I believe they were good. Tim Bugler's calling tomorrow. Cat has not heard from me yet, so.
Okay.
Trying to get it so they're all the same. Tit for tat, and just for the number purposes, and then I told him, like I told him, you probably have to talk, just to see what you can do, what you can do. And I've got him asking when it would be available, how long would the price be available, and then something else.
Yeah, because if they give us a 1 month quote and you can't get the thing for 10 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Will they honor the quote?
Yeah.
If it, takes
Well, I
time to-
think once you sign the papers, it's should be good to go, but
Linda McCall is joining.
excellent. And that's for the grader.
It's for the greater
Grader with attachments that Dean-
Blade and. We're trying for the. Not in the end of the rack, we're trying to get them. There's also a thing for the. Tractor on there, and all I did with that
Okay.
was just use the piece equipment.
Yep.
They've got one that is rentable.
Okay.
I use their replacement value, which.
And what was that? Is it in here? It must be. Might
It
not.
would work.
Okay. Oh, right here.
I don't know. That's obviously a used piece of equipment,
Yep. Right.
so whether it's. Estimated high, estimated low, I don't know. But that's what and that's, what did we say, $3,000 a week you can rent it for if you decided to go.
As a rental. Yep.
It's got the longer boom, it's got the bigger tractor, it's got a cab.
Yep.
I believe it's the size that you really.
The 5710, is that a 70 horse? Or is that,
I think that's what it's at.
or is it 60? 70? Okay.
Yeah, you got the coyote, I think.
Yeah, we just got a coyote.
You got a couple weeks ago in the afternoon.
No, we haven't taken delivery of it yet. It's,
Something up that street.
if you went to Pete's, it'd be the brand new one sitting there without a bucket on it.
Okay.
No cab. No cab, no
The
bucket.
one I saw going down the street, they had.
Yeah, no. Cabs are not healthy in the woods, in my opinion.
I
Yeah.
agree. They really help you to go or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Was,
Obviously the roads are a little greasy now because it thawed out a little bit. What's the plan there? Are we? As I say, can we do anything? Not really.
I mean, if it doesn't rain, they'll dry up again.
Okay.
Because now it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I just noticed they started getting slimy there Sunday. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't.
typically when that happens, we hear about it. Yeah, yeah,
Put it together.
right. So Terry, this is the equipment proposal for the ARPA funds that we had Mac get together. And it's just the outline that
firm numbers on it. Numbers that I had originally were from August, September. And there was some discrepancies, you know, one person had one thing, one had another, so trying to narrow it down to them also. And
Yep.
See if they can, things have changed.
which I'm sure they have.
Oh,
Yep, you're right, exactly.
Not anymore.
So if there's nothing else on roads, everything's good there. Have you had any,
I would say that tractor would pay for itself, no.
so he said that they were,
That's piece of equipment that you can rent from Pizza Equipment. That's the replacement value. Yes, I haven't, you know, I mean, we haven't looked at prices per se.
so there is no number on that.
No, not yet.
Okay, okay. No, I just wasn't sure what. Wowzers. Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked, what'd you pay for the Coyote?
I think you could do better. No, I'm saying, yeah, well, unless, you know, that boom mower and stuff like that is probably, yeah, those are probably fairly expensive, but I think with the municipality, I don't know if you'd call it discount or whatever it is. I think, yeah, yeah, and I think they offered one too at Pete's because the school gets the same discount as towns. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if you can get a 70 horse Coyote, I can tell you pound for pound, they're, well, literally pound for pound, they're a lot heavier based off of the horsepower. They're not, well, pound for pound, yeah. But okay, horsepower to poundage, how's that? Horsepower to poundage. Yeah. The Coyote was a heavier tractor, that's why we went with it, because it's a little more stable, so. No, I like that. Is this going to John for the meeting, or is this coming back to you?
Just go right to Brenda. We can put it in the folder for Brenda, because that's all that's. The ARPA meeting, Brenda, do you need someone there physically to present this, or can you accept this? This is the town of Bakerfield's request for ARPA funds for replacement equipment.
I'll take it as a document. Thank you.
All right. And then just to clarify, the actual quotes are still pending. We're waiting for them to come back with the most recent numbers.
Definitely note that.
Thank you. Right.
Do we have an ARPA meeting scheduled or no?
There wasn't one as far as I know. Brenda, do you have another meeting scheduled for ARPA?
We should have one in December. Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll have to identify a date unless you already did.
I think we have that third Monday available.
Third Monday is available.
Yeah, we'll shoot for
Actually-
that.
I think the third Monday is
Oh,
the,
wait, you guys moved your meeting, right?
yeah, I think that they moved
Right.
it to the third Monday.
Hang on a second, I can tell you real quick. Planning Commission, I believe, moved their meeting. That would be the 21st, no, John, December 19th. And yes, the Planning Commission took the third Monday, Brenda.
All right, so that makes it the 19th.
That's the 19th. It's only a week away. I mean, you're given a 3-day posting though.
Yeah, I will look at the calendar closely tomorrow.
Okay,
Put
sounds
a
good.
date- We'll put a
Thank
date
you.
up and warn it properly. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome.
The other thing is we did receive $417,777.26 today from
Woo-hoo.
the state.
yep,
We have to meet, I'm gonna get together again, probably tomorrow. She's asking for a bunch of information, mostly to do with the engineering for the bridge down there. So
Okay.
they can close out that project, which would be the extra 15% of the.
of the,
That would be for the demolition.
No, I'm gonna pay for that.
Yeah, there was another project though. What was it? That amounted to 19,000 NOA, the extra 15%.
Right, but what I mean is, what she's asking the money for is to close out the bridge itself.
Okay.
And then,
The 19,000 was to close out the bridge?
No, that was two
that's,
projects.
that's when, not remember what he's talking about.
No, that's, there was 15% we were owed on three projects.
Didn't they, isn't that included in that 417? There was four different numbers.
You know what? You are correct. That is included in that
Whoa,
four
Say
seventeen.
that out loud again, right, Mike?
That's recorded.
It's
That's been
documented.
recorded.
Again.
You are correct. No, the other two projects were included in that 417.
The only one. The complete was Jordan.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Waterville was nothing yet. They haven't figured out
Right.
what to do with it. We haven't got a penny out of that one.
Excuse me, Matt, can you move your mic closer to you, please?
And
And
that one,
talk up a little bit.
Waterville came out to 126,000, I believe.
Okay.
The, you'll notice there's a bill in there for Lance's hours for the FEMA work. That is 100% reimbursable by FEMA, but we have to pay him first. So once we pay him, and that is plus
Is it
my,
the 5,000, the two?
Yeah.
The five, almost 6,000?
yeah,
Turn the mic on.
and that's,
Like,
Jeez,
Terry.
good job.
well, I'm telling you what.
Yeah. I
That's-
saw some of those. Well, because it says 239 and then it says almost 6,000.
That's
But
the hours, 239 hours
Was the hours?
as the hours.
Okay.
Yep.
That he had written down. I've got a few more that are. I'm not 100% sure if he was at those particular meetings. So it was really
There were,
when it was myself and Abby trying to deal with.
Mhm.
I only claimed what I had notes for. Max got some that he says I'm on that I didn't catch, so. We'll fill those in later if they're valid.
And also my portion, so. Whatever that said for my hours on there,
That's incomplete.
that, it's incomplete, but. That number of hours times my pay with the benefits, that is reimbursable, You're paid for it by the town, okay, in the normal work. But it's reimbursable by FEMA, 100% again.
And there again, it's not reimbursable at his salary rate. It's reimbursable at his cost to the town, which is,
Free benefits and the whole works included, so you will get that back as well. But we have to, so we have to. We have to wait till state is paid off or no? I almost think once. Maybe tomorrow we call Kim and ask her. when's the best
I'm
time to
not
submit
sure.
them.
I don't have an answer for that.
If you'd be willing to get us clarification on that, just so we make sure where they're
We're gonna
doing
be
it. Yeah.
Meeting tomorrow. on this
Yeah,
one.
perfect, perfect.
It's definitely reimbursable.
Yep.
It's not a matching,
Excellent.
and then the state is still 5% above 1 point whatever. They pay.
State still pays 5%, yeah. The town,
We're responsible for the other 5% of the one.
Right.
Good number,
Yep,
but at least there was movement today.
that's
Now,
it.
one question Kathy had was. Do you want to pay Lance out of that check, the 417? And then put the rest on the. Balance of the loan.
Can we do it that way is my question,
No.
because if it says that we have to pay him and then get reimbursed, then I think it would have to come out of the town budget, pay Lance, then take that.
That's a FEMA loan.
no.
No?
Yes, it is a FEMA loan, but the FEMA loan is used.
Right,
It's maxed. So it either comes out of what was paid, okay? Or we can go the long route,
but that's already in the bank.
the 477,
Oh.
417, 777 is already in the bank, yes.
Yeah, well, but the question she had was, did you want to put 9,000 out of the road account on to pay the? interest?
No, that has to come out of the town funds. There is no place to expense
Right.
interest or loan interest on the FEMA grants.
No, I'm just saying, she wanted to know if you wanted to pay for it with town funds from the road.
You
department
have to.
As compared to part of FEMA.
No, you can't take it out of the
Take it
FEMA.
out of what we did just paid.
Right.
out?
No.
Okay,
Yeah, it has to go the long way.
okay, so
Just-
she said something about coming in tomorrow and making up another warrant to sign for the 9,000 or whatever it was.
Right, which
No,
is that gonna be
The
required?
interest is on our dime. We can't,
No, I
don't-
understand that.
I don't think it will be, will it?
Well,
Okay.
Well, technically,
paying for it out of the FEMA grant would be, no, no. Has to come out of. the-
Everything has to come out of the town first. Then it can be reimbursed from the federal government. That's just, it's basically, it's just paperwork. It's paperwork documentation.
If we're ever audited, they need to follow the correct path.
Yeah.
They don't want to see us making shortcuts. Yeah.
Goes toward the funeral.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, because we'll just, we'll have to sit on the
And you got
nine,
that
the
email
14,000.
from the bank? You
Uh,
got the email from
I got the
bank?
email from Community Bank, right? Mac and I will be discussing that as well tomorrow.
Don't leave, because we're hoping, we'll grab some. Visitor with a comment or visitor with spectating? Question, step up to the mic, sir. Mac. Oh, yeah, it's right. Just say, Mac, you want to turn that on for him? Thank you. If I could get you to state your name first.
Goodrow, Gaubereu.
Got that, Tammy?
Say that again. GAU.
BREAU.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Little French. I'd just like to know if anyone else has complained to this body about rats in the neighborhood.
Really?
In which neighborhood?
Here, I live right across the road.
Okay.
Okay, 4 have been in my driveway that I found this last couple of months, not since it got cold. All poisoned and everything, they've been dead. And I went to I said, okay, there's gotta be a food source.
Yeah.
There ain't no food source in my house. Yeah, it could be. But I went to my neighbor, Bob Poupe, who raises chickens.
Ah,
All right, and I was asking him if he had any problems with, his feed, or if he's had any problems with rats. And he says, yeah, this is my 2nd year with rats.
God.
Yeah. And I said, okay, he said, Bob, we've been poisoning them. So I know where the poison's coming
Right.
from, but I don't know where the rat's coming from. So he says his feed has been stored correctly. And he brought up a good point while we were talking that, since he's been here, he's had chickens and never had a problem until the state mandated the food thingy there, whatever they call it.
The dispensers?
Composting stuff, yeah. So, I don't know. However, all I know is I have a bunch of cats. Well, my dog's dead, but a bunch of cats, and if they eat a poison rat, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
Also, I have an old house with a stone foundation.
Yeah.
They get in my house, I'm not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
So something's gotta happen. Either somebody is storing food outside without a good compost, or there's somebody with food outside, like chicken feed or horse
Yeah.
feed or some kind of feed that is feeding these animals. And they're coming, luckily to me, to my land. So I'm just curious to know if anybody has anything to say, or to me, the
Yeah.
Have you
Board
seen any?
Board of Health ought to get involved in this and do a little checking.
To answer your first question, you're the first person
Yeah, I kind of
that's
figured.
come to us with that one.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Who is our health officer at this point and how
Street, I'm across the street.
Yeah, I know. You haven't had any problem.
are you storing your food direct?
Like I said, I've had,
Do you have chickens? Do you have chickens? Chickens.
How are you?
well, yeah, yeah, I can't even think of it. Mary Ann's got chickens,
Alphonse,
everybody's got chickens, no one's had a problem. That's got
mine is- What is it now?
poop in, like he says, he's had
Yeah.
a problem
Not lawyers,
with the rats for
parent.
2 years, this is the second year.
Yeah.
And he's been, poisoning them. But, you know, and he, why, would you like me to stop poisoning? I said, no. I'd rather see
Yeah, start shooting.
Dead rats, you know, my cats, I've not touched them in 2 years, I probably won't. But, you know, I'd rather see dead rats than having them breeding and going all over.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of trash is right down the street.
well, the thing is, if it's down the street, it'd be on this side of the road too.
So,
And it's only, well, as far as I know, my house and poop is. Yeah,
These.
behind, there's Spencer's behind me.
Yeah.
All right, and he came over to the house, he borrowed my tractor. And he came over to the house and I was in the barn and he says, hey, come here. And I went out and he says, look, and he brushed the leaves away and it was a dead rat. You know, and says, I don't have that problem. So, you know, but
Okay.
Sounds like Bob does.
somebody's gotta say something before they
Yep.
go all over. So,
Yeah.
What we will do is we will have Tammy get a hold of Ginger, who's our health officer. And I'm assuming you're giving us permission to kind of have her walk the property.
as far as I'm concerned, you can, yeah, walk my property.
Okay.
I mean, I don't
Just-
have any food source. I don't even eat there. I go to restaurants, but I do feed my cats in the house.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, like Poopy said, they borrowed under his chicken coop. And they've been feeding them, I mean, poisoning them under there,
Okay.
but I don't know where they're coming from there.
Right.
To begin with. Oh,
Yeah, like I said, we'll let Ginger know and she can do a little bit of research. Of course, now that it's frozen, I don't know. Well, You know,
Well,
now-
all you can do right now is look at footprints in the snow.
right,
and see
exactly.
where they're coming from.
Yep.
There's no snow, so.
They
Yep.
do not hibernate, so
Okay,
Oh,
so
they
they
don't
would,
hibernate.
they're
They're just-
active all winter.
but
Oh,
they'd
yeah.
be just looking for a warm place at this point, probably
A
though.
warm place is something to eat. They gotta have something to eat.
Yep. So, yeah, I'll have Tammy get in touch with her and start looking into it to the best of her abilities.
I
And
haven't seen them since it got cold.
you better find some wood to knock on.
do you have a phone number I can get you?
I want to call that wood.
My phone number, 827-3091.
And I can give that to her, she can call you and. maybe
Well,
set-
she might have to leave me a message, but yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'd
I
give her
wonder
the
if
cell
somebody's
phone
got
number,
an
but it's
open
so
compost.
spotty or anything.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, all right,
And
so
now-
anyway. I'm going home, have another beer.
All right.
Enjoy yourself.
We appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
All right, yeah, I'll have one for you.
Ah,
You even did the floor. Our tax money is going good.
We have,
I don't think anything happened before.
Really, it looks good.
I think that's the,
Because they swept it and mopped it.
ah.
That's how that's done.
Okay, anyway, have a good one.
Thank
you.
Have a
too.
Happy holiday.
you
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah.
You too.
Take care, Bob.
We're here, so we jumped over the consent agenda. So previous minutes have not been accepted yet. Did, oh, hang on.
Okay, go on to his comments. Linda says, has the dump behind Mrs. West's house been cleaned up?
No,
No,
in fact, it's been added to this week.
Okay, the other question, the other comment from Brenda is other towns are reporting problems related to composting and rats.
Excellent.
So
Say that.
Can you put both of those on Mike?
It's a little hard because I'm half blind, but yeah, go ahead.
I can. So
As
Linda says, for the record, has the dump behind Missy West's house been cleaned up? To which Tammy said, no, it's been added to recently. The second one,
I was down there last week. I took the old freezer out, which was still full of stuff.
Oh, what'd you
oh,
do?
that's disgusting.
Open the door and put it-
Put more stuff in.
Yeah, there's a heck of a pile down there.
And then Brenda's comment is other towns are reporting problems relating to composting and rats.
Okay.
That's Brenda.
Do they charge for composting on Saturday?
No,
No, just to throw this out there to have it on record. Every Saturday down at the what we call the North Station here in town, they accept compost. I believe free of charge. They also accept recycling. So if you're having. Is your mic on?
I do have a compost pile way on the back line of my house, but I,
Right there,
hang on, Linda has another comment.
no, what?
just off the back corner of the property here.
No, again, where the fireworks go.
Read it, the main laptop, because the other one is bad. Linda says, I take my food
It's
scrap.
not in a barrel, it's in a
Linda
square
says, I take my
container.
food scraps to the distribution center, compost. The school has a compost bin as well.
Okay.
I added that as well.
Perfect. Yes, we will get you a copy of that.
I'll send you the chat box.
Excellent. Hopefully, if anybody's having trouble getting rid of food scraps, not over the bank out back is preferable. Bring them down there Saturdays. I think it's
open to 1.
8 to 1. Yep. So as I said before, previous minutes have not been accepted yet. Did everybody have a chance to read?
It's the rest of the night now.
It's not lice, it's rats. They're bigger. Did everybody have a chance to read over the previous minutes?
Yes, sir.
Were there any corrections or comments?
Only correction I had was the minutes are dated the 14th and they should be dated the 28th.
Well, no, we're talking the previous minutes, Brenda, which would be the 14th. The agenda's.
I know. Tonight's agenda is dated wrong.
Thank you.
No, not the real one, Brenda. You got the old one.
It was
I got the
updated.
one published.
Yeah, you've got an old one. I updated it and posted the correct one, but I think I forgot to send you the correct one.
Okay, thank you.
But
I'd
thank
like-
you.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the November 14th minutes, 2022 as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second-
Okay, Terry, your mic's not on.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Brenda Churchill voting aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Finances, we are going over. That was pretty much all we were waiting on. Roads are good. Before we get into the budget, we might as well, have you gone through those? Or are you still going through
What's Tammy for ZBA?
them? Zoning
Oh,
board.
that
of
was for the minutes of the second ZBA meeting. And
Zoning Board of Adjustment.
for the Hathaway thing.
Oh, for the Hathaway.
I was say, I don't actually know what that is. You'd have to ask her.
Because I didn't dare.
Yep.
do it.
This was
Under-
also- maybe if you want to read that real quick. All right. so
Others, real quick, others, before we
we-
get into finance.
We can do others. Yep.
So this has been in the mailbox for a while. Just want to know if someone has taken care of it. It would probably be Maria's spot, but it's been in our shared mailbox regarding the audit and the information they need.
It has specific information they need.
They comment, well, it's in front of Josh. I read it the other day and printed it out.
From October.
Yeah, it's been in the box for a bit, so that's why I printed it out. It went to Maria, it went to Kathy.
Okay.
I just don't know if it's been followed up on because I haven't seen any responses.
I'll make sure it is.
Okay,
I don't know why that would have been.
Because there are.
Can you
things
give that
they
to
need
Tammy?
Before they do the audit in January.
This is something for V-Trans.
right, for V-Trans.
So I don't know, is that for you for the mileage?
They wanted to external audit.
Okay,
I think it might have to do with the hydro seeder.
Okay,
They wanted audit before they got that, and I think she said she contacted, oh, what's the name on that?
Heidi,
Heidi.
Okay,
Probably want to follow up, I'm sure she said.
okay. If you can follow up with that and just,
give us some kind of
it
update.
got lost in the
Been taken care
mailbox
of.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Then the other thing was I sent an email out regarding the NEMRIC. We were originally talking about having them potentially come to the meeting, but I had a whole bunch of answers. If everyone had a chance to look at it, if not, here are the answers to the questions. It doesn't need anything, but I'm just passing it down so you guys can
Yep.
see it. I printed it out in big print for you, Lance, so you could see. Wait till you see how small that print is.
So he's gonna need these.
That's
gonna need
it for
some
me.
Quickies glasses to read that.
They're small.
And you were, as our resident IT guy,
Yes,
you were, happy with the answers you received here?
I was.
Okay.
I was. They follow along with the compliances which are required.
Be of interest to Linda and people concerned with things.
Sure, it's the basic setup of, I don't think there's anything really in there that's net, we wouldn't want out there.
With the security and all that.
See if you can make that bigger, just so it's a little more user friendly.
Lot bigger than that.
It's just how it printed out
Oh,
on the Google. That's all I had. I just wanted to bring that mail up.
Okay, all right. The only other thing I can see before we jump into the budget is scheduling December's meetings. Our first one would be the 12th. Our second one would be the 26th. Now,
Not happening,
I agree. Yeah.
at least the 26th.
My suggestion would be to push it to the 28th, that Wednesday, if everybody has that free. I do. Does
Brenda, is 28th good for you? December?
Good for me, yep.
Terry, does the 28th work for you?
Wednesdays do not, but,
Because we definitely have to get that.
I'll figure that one out, because Wednesday's better than Monday, actually.
Okay. All right. So we are going to have the meetings on Monday, December 12th. And Wednesday, December 28th. Make sure can we make sure that's bold in the meeting minutes? Please and thank you, so that everybody is aware. Huh, that wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Okay. My other thought was that we would do roads tonight. Try to square away the roads budget since Mac is here and Maria is scheduled to be at the next meeting, so. She asked the other day when I was in here, Wednesday before Thanksgiving, if she needed to be here tonight. I can't remember if she had prior commitments or what it was, but I said we could go over the roads and make notes on other stuff. And if she had any notes, this is gonna be in the manila envelope and she can make notes accordingly to let us know. So do you, Tammy, do you have an extra one of these roads? Could, do you have one, Terry? Could you grab one for Terry?
Unless this is it.
Matt, can you hop up in the hot seat? Cause I know you had some notes on
Is yours the 411 one?
1114.
No, I don't have
11:14.
that one.
Okay, she just made a copy, so she should be able to make another copy here fairly quick.
Yeah, 411.
That might not work.
I was thinking November 4th. No. That's definitely not
It
working.
probably look really good as far as time is spent.
Well, I dropped in my bag tonight and the wind decided it's helping me up. And then I gotta go reorganize the whole damn thing. Okay. Good night, Archie.
Oh, you're, this one was gonna go to Tammy.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That one's too.
All right. So we can go right through it line item by line item. Extremely painful.
Mhm.
Oh, no, I'm hoping not, but.
One quick question. On December 12th was the majority of the meeting budget.
Typically, we've been doing, well, yeah, we'd be meeting with Maria on the general budget. Correct? Correct. So not saying we won't take any visitors, but we'll try to limit the number of visitors so that we can get through that fairly quick. So we can go right into the bills section. All equipment. I'm not sure what that, we didn't budget anything for that.
I think that's just a holdover from when we used to. Like, I think there's one down here that said a screener maybe, you know what I mean? Remember how we used to do it and now it's all going through,
The equipment repair. Yep.
well, I think so.
So that one can be
So for
straight.
next year, strike it.
That's what I'm thinking.
There we go. Stricken. ATV stickers are a, Tammy, those don't get,
That's what it cost us to make them.
that's what it's cost us to make them. We don't.
Yeah.
Right, we don't put in the revenue side of that to cover those first, because I know that money goes back into
It
the
was agreed that it would go into
road
road
budget,
account.
right?
So.
So I mean, yes, there's an expense, but it's also covered by the revenue made from
it's
this.
reasonable.
Yeah. Right,
But that goes back. The proceeds go back into the.
okay, so I would say
So I would
if the price
suggest-
goes up, we should probably budget.
Well, and why don't we pay for the stickers and then put the money into the
Um,
road budget?
I
That's what we
believe
do.
it's a moot point. I think
We
we have
do.
enough stickers for next year.
Don't they have the year on the
Yeah, but
sticker?
they're
They're dated.
geared.
Yeah.
Does
We
ATV
agreed that
20?
we would alter them in some way or fashion,
Okay,
and we did discuss that.
Change the two to the three or something.
if it's doable, I mean, $75 isn't that big of an
It
expense,
is, no,
really.
you're correct.
I mean,
Either way,
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
love to
because
see
we,
what we
I don't
made
want
on.
to spend a lot of time on it. It's just $75.
right, that's what I'm saying, is if we budget $100 for that. For it to go up. Building expense, there was none,
Really?
Not to say that couldn't be,
right?
those doors, the overheads are getting. They're getting pretty rough.
Yeah.
Lamoche or anybody fix them, or do they need replacing?
I would probably recommend replacing because they're, yeah.
What happened to the deal with the floor? Were we trying to do something with that floor?
You thought about tearing. it
Yeah,
down?
we were gonna try and, we were gonna try to pressure wash and refinish, because you said it is concrete,
It is concrete, but you can't raise it.
Right.
You have to.
you'd have to break it out and re-pour.
Right. On the the old grader section where I park, far right, that's plenty, that's no problem.
Okay.
Needed there is, the door just needed. The other two, marks worked okay, I mean, they're narrow.
Yep.
They should be wider, but you can't do anything. Dan's, when he comes in, if you got sand on the truck, he's actually dragging the top of the thing, so you can't go up.
Okay. So if we were to do the floor over. And the doors, I mean, you're probably talking 7 to 10 grand for a door. For each door to be redone.
At least.
And then to redo that floor, jackhammering it out. Relaying rebar and pouring it back. I mean, you're talking, well, Lance, you're a concrete guy. That's gone up significantly. I know that.
What if we get
Oh,
close before our next meeting for what we want to
Right.
do for building repairs?
Okay,
I think that makes sense.
that does.
Rather than
So
guess
Mac, if you can get quotes on doors,
What needs to make that place look better?
doors and the floor. Yeah, because maybe it's not a this year project, maybe it's we put 20,000 aside for the next 3 years and get the whole thing redone in
Right.
3 years,
Yeah.
assuming the price doesn't go through the roof.
Hmm.
What's that?
That'll never happen.
No.
They're all coming down.
Yeah,
Floors, doors and painting. Could use some paint the outside.
building
Is it?
You can paint steel.
doesn't stick well.
Oh, is it steel? Oh, is it just gray?
it's just gray.
The roof, could use some paint.
Right, okay, got it.
That's, I mean, by a couple gallons.
Couple 5-gallon buckets and a mop.
Dan's not up there.
Dan's up there. Bridge account loan. Why would we keep that in there?
The bridge account is its own separate fund. It shouldn't.
Was this just documentation if we needed to take a loan from the bridge account? That we did do that, but I think,
Shouldn't say zero. If something that I don't think needs to be there, because that's its own.
right, it's its own,
that's its own
Account. because it's in the general expense, but breaks down here, general fund, it has its own bridge account. Right
There we
here.
go. Yep.
$1,000 in it.
Yeah, because we just,
We just took 10 out of it, or 9,000.
which again is gonna be paid back from FEMA, once that,
Actually,
that
take
should
out
be,
of that $417,000 and repay the bridge account, please.
yeah,
That should be first priority.
so we can strike bridge account loan as that has its own. Clothing allotment. We upped that last year from, or we actually put a number on it last year as well.
That's the thing for uniform
Yep,
10, 15 years ago.
okay. I just saw that somewhere,
So that's adequate.
that's adequate, okay. So we'll leave that at 1,500. Contracted labor. Budgeted 10,000, we,
1,500, is that for all three of you?
yeah, 500 apiece.
500 apiece. Is
Uh,
that counting your boots too, or is that's everything?
And I think Marky was here last time and he was like, 1 year you may not need boots, so.
Right.
The next year you buy boots and
Right.
only a couple pairs of pants. He said they've made it work, so. Contracted labor, we budgeted 10 and we did not spend any of that to date. I say we leave it at 10.
I
It gives
agree.
us a nice little cushion. I say the same for culverts.
Mhm.
Dental and vision, we will have to look and see if that's adjusted at all. When would that come in, Tammy? Do you know if you
Should
could?
be,
This is open enrollment.
yeah, I was gonna say, it should be open enrollment until the end of this month.
Okay, all right, that was through, VA.
Delta.
Yeah. Tammy, can you look into that just to see if we can
ESP.
get
If it got
an
raised
accurate,
or if it
it's, I don't,
stayed the
is
same.
it Delta Dental?
But
But it's through,
The same, but
it's through, oh, it's over there. It's through Vermont League of Cities and Towns, though. That's where we got that through, I'm pretty sure.
I
I
managed.
think so, Brenda, didn't you find that?
Brenda, didn't you find the vision and dental last year?
yes, she did.
Yes, it is, and it is through the League of Cities and Towns.
So Tammy, can you call on that and get us a accurate number to budget there?
Sure.
Northeast Delta Dental town portion is 111.18.
And that's monthly or? Well, yeah, because it wasn't, I remember it wasn't very expensive, really. Disability.
Now, is that gonna be all three? All three of you are keeping dental?
For his wife on the dental and I paid for him, and he pays for his wife and I paid for my wife.
On vision. But, and you all have dental, correct?
Disability expenses is another one that, and Tammy, when I say, if I ask you to look into it, it may be just as easy as asking Maria,
Mhm.
because I know this one, I'm sure, is set already.
For disability?
Yeah, the disability expense.
I was gonna say, I think that's in here too.
The town pays for one.
The number's
we pay for
different,
the other,
but, you know.
short-term, long-term.
It's just the third thing that's totally different. I'm asking Lance in the town report that was done by Australian ballot on March 1st,
No, 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 no,
2022.
no. This is broken down,
So you want to know if disability expense is staying the same?
Yeah,
was agreed
That's
upon, or
Madison
voted
National
upon
Life
per lump sum.
STLT.
Okay.
disability, so our portion-
well, we broke it out here though for disability expense, if you look under disability. And it's different than the number that we have on the
Well, This is
actual.
an estimate and this is. what it
$21
actually costs
each?
us.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Should we go off of, what number should we be hitting here?
we're going off this one. This is the one that we budgeted.
That's, the disability
Yeah,
account is
so-
much less than what we have in the book. That's all I'm saying.
That's coming out.
Like-
of the only thing that-
Like 50%.
$25 or whatever it is.
21.
Well, call it 25
Yeah.
and
This is road account disbursement.
By item.
This is
Right.
already spent. This is what we spent.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying, though. We're saying $292, $252, but according to this, 565.
This is disbursement in 2021.
Okay. So we feel that, okay, all right, just it.
Oh, yeah, and
$25 a month.
Which is part, that's what we actually spent, yes.
Right.
The actual numbers.
And then
In
in
our-
twenty
in our-
twenty-two, so far, we spent $209.
so just to give, I think this may answer your question, John. So we budgeted the 252.
Uh-huh,
Okay. We've spent 209.36 to date,
right.
and we just signed in this warrant. What was that number again?
$21.
$21. So, and that's
Pretty
for
close.
November,
Yeah, it'll
Right,
hit, it'll hit
that'd
right
be
on. top.
November,
Okay.
and then December. So
Alright.
you're talking 21.42, which,
Okay.
so I would imagine Maria has a set cost that was given to us probably at the beginning of the year
Okay,
by Vermont League of Cities and Towns or our insurance company, whichever one. And that's, so we can budget 500. But it's-
Maria will have those numbers.
Maria will have that number. That's why I just asked Tammy to ask Maria what it'll be.
For disability.
so this is.
Yeah,
an
'cause I
Correct.
wouldn't think it'd be 500.
No,
No,
not unless you had a,
it might go up to 3. Like I said,
It'd only go up if you ended up having a case.
right.
Usually is what drives it.
So I know Mac, you had a comment on the ditch, straw and stone.
Mitch Strong stone, I thought probably we should leave the stone, because I'm pretty sure the stone part was for the mud. But I don't think we stone lined anything last year, so I think that was. I think the 7,500 that we spent was the stone we got from Leach for the mud season. So I was thinking, leave the stone as stone and take the ditch and straw and drainage and grass seed and down below the hydro seeder expense and group that all together. So basically, anything to do with the ditch, the hydro seeding, the grass seed, the grass straw matting. And put a number for all that put together.
I
So-
don't recall that you spent much on ditch straw or anything last year.
Not last year.
Yeah.
We still got credit.
So the 7,500 will let, we actually spent 86.94.
Right.
Will the 7,500 cover stone for next year?
For the mud season,
Correct.
You're gonna, he's pulling just the stone out of that though, none. the
Right.
other-
So what?
No,
what
he's
he-
pulling the straw and the drainage grass out of the 7,500 and putting
combining.
it down on
I
hydro seeding.
I almost think I put 10 for the stone just in case. I mean, it never hurts to have a couple hundred.
Okay.
If you went to 10 for the stone.
What would
the
be,
expense for the straw matting and the grass would be, your grass seed is more expensive, but the mulch, whatever you want to call it, for the hydro seeder would be the new expense. So
Much.
2,500 for the whole month, I would say.
2,500?
Wouldn't you think? I mean, that's.
Yeah, well, I do because we also had Missisquoi Valley River Basin Association in here the other day saying that they were willing to write grants for us to help us get some of this stuff. So I think 2,500 would be. And just know that we may have to ask some of these other entities for help, grants, right? So does that mean the next one there, drainage and grass seed can be stricken because that's being brought down to the hydro seeder?
That, well, either way, you either
Yeah.
bring the hydro seeder up to that with the straw and the ditch and the.
Yep. Yeah, electricity for north and south station. Carrie, do you have any insight into what
They're in for a
may,
rate increase right now.
you're in for an increase?
Mhm.
On
And
the other hand, we budgeted $600 and have only to date spent 377.
so you think 300 is sufficient for the north station? 600, sorry, 600.
It's more than, at this year, it's more than adequate by
Because the only thing.
A
I
large
noticed
margin.
Is the furnace basically down there.
The only other problem with that is for the south station. We budgeted 1,050 and we've only got $90 left
And we're
and
gonna-
two months to pay.
Right.
This thing there is tankier. you know,
Okay.
every time we plug the bigger in, it's got a button.
Is there any reason is it because they come on separate bills, why we don't
Yes.
combine the two? But as far as in the budget, in the budget, there's no reason that excess of $300 couldn't cover
Right.
the possible default of,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I say we leave the two,
It's just a matter of.
Leave 600 and
leave 600 and maybe go to 1,200 on the other. Would that be, what are we, what are you seeing as a rate increase? What are they looking for, Terry? Do you know percentage wise?
I don't know.
Okay,
You got 1650 to combine the two.
well, I said go 1,200 for the
Mhm.
south station,
1850.
so, or just 1,800
1,300.
for the
Yeah,
two
just-
combined. Go to 1,200 for the south station.
Yeah,
Let's leave the other one at 16.
Six.
Sorry, 6. 16 would work too, though.
Maybe. That could
Uh,
keep going.
you
Equip-
leave the north the same, you said?
Yeah, we'll leave north station the same and bump south station up because if there's excess for the north station, it can cover the south station at this point.
Gotcha.
Diesel fuel.
Oh, boy.
Yep. You know,
That's
I'm
surprised
not
we
disappointed
still
with our
got all money
budgeting.
left.
Yep, I'm not disappointed. I'm not sure if that's our budgeting or you guys staying off the roads, but
Are your tanks full right now?
Should be, yeah.
are they, you got 1,000-gallon tanks?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Who comes,
I guess basically what I'm asking, are you gonna fill up again before the first of the year?
he fills us either every week or every other week, they top it off.
top it off. So
Not
do
gonna
you,
be that much.
do you,
That's nice, though, that
Yeah.
they keep it so you aren't looking at.
Yeah.
and that, the stuff in the tank is treated, right? Winter fuel, hopefully, okay,
You're-
hopefully,
Well, everything.
okay.
The winter cut for most of the diesel suppliers was started in October, the 25% and increases all the way up the amount of cut.
What is the price
I know
of
that
diesel?
for my generators.
Diesel right now is $5.99 on-road fuel.
$6.
Just, well, that was one of the.
Yeah, it's
You
dropped.
obviously have two separate tanks down there.
They just,
Oh, that's right, you're municipality, you don't have to.
Right.
It's not awful.
I was gonna say you run red and everything,
Wow,
running in the red.
we must get less than what you're seeing at the pumps.
Oh, absolutely. I would. So you said you were over $6 last, it's I know- down to Stones, it's $5.89 today. So, well,
Close enough. It'll
So,
be six. before
well,
the
what I'm
winter
saying is 3 weeks ago, it was $6.49.
Right.
So I mean, it fluctuates so bad that,
In a Mac, I know this is something to consider, to make it easier to budget. Do we have anywhere the mileage that is put on these trucks?
You'd have to.
do we have anywhere the
Maintenance.
amount of fuel
Now, if you on trucks, if you record it down there.
and
Yeah.
equipment though? Loader, grader?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all recorded on
That's all
the
recorded.
Excel sheet.
If you Look at the back of the.
blue ones or not blue ones? Oh, wow.
Back to the.
Of the what?
Take your page where it says salary and stuff.
For road,
Road Max.
And then look on the back of that page.
on the back of there, right there by your fingers. It should say fuel consumption.
Usually. If you say truck one, truck two, that's gallons.
Is that year to date or?
No.
That's per that warrant, for that warrant.
One on this
Yeah.
one.
usually on the top.
Town truck one.
Look up at the top
see it?
left,
No.
top left. She might not have filled them in. If she doesn't, I fill them in.
It's here. It just doesn't have. It doesn't have the total is because it's fuels right here
Yeah,
and there's nothing there.
yeah,
but
I'll
this
fill
is-
that in.
This is what we did.
No, it's the rate you get when you
So if
rent
you
that
look
out.
at-
Yeah.
If you look at my scribbled on
Yeah, the attached,
I think it's right here. Right here.
the written attached.
We're gonna have these things all messed up.
Sure, I know what I'm doing, Max. You know it.
26.
That one goes with that one. This one goes with that one. And you probably have hen scratching on this thing.
So do we,
So we're.
There's like a
it's fair to say
handwritten
that we're spending
piece
about 475 on average.
attached to the, one of the road commissioner thing.
This one here, it wouldn't be on anyway, because this is the FEMA.
Obviously,
This has
there's some
got
spells
Lance,
we hardly
Mac,
spend
Mary,
anything.
and-
so last year, we went from 21,305 to 30,000. To be safe. Do we add 5,000 to that? 35 for the year? Is everybody in agreement there?
For fuel,
35,000?
Does anybody remember what the cost of fuel was at this time last year?
It was not much different than it is now, and that's why we were
Okay,
nervous.
thank you.
Equipment gas. We budgeted 50, they spent 70.
it's
Does
on
it-
the bottom of this,
does it-
Mac.
Does it make sense to go to $100?
56, 58, 52.
I agree.
That cost me more than a freaking truck.
Try. Equipment rental. Budgeted 10, spent significantly less. That's right, because it broke, yep. And if you were to plan to rent Pete's boom mower, that may, yeah, that would be worth. Oh, okay. Gates for Skinner Hill, can that be stricken? Or that one was a one-time? Greater expense, that is 0 because we put all equipment expenses together, so that one can be stricken.
Freaking.
So
I was
equipment,
like,
equipment rental
Uh,
stays the same?
equipment rental stayed the same. The next two were scratched.
Pit expenses.
Gravel pit expenses. What is that for?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing.
I think I, okay.
I think
So like there wasn't much movement this year. Because they'd already approved to where you're at now, right? So we didn't have to have them come and look and,
that's completely different, that's.
oh, okay,
There's a stormwater from, which is, I think, down there.
okay.
I think that was the same.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's,
How much we got left on that? That was really-
Three
I'm
hundred and
looking-
forty.
Huh?
Tammy, we
You
looked
did
at,
500 and you got 340 left.
No, I'm saying,
we
No,
looked
he's
at
talking the
the
loan.
gravel pit.
Oh, the loan.
We looked up the gravel pit loan?
Monday, I can't remember what, if it was, this year was the last year.
Yeah, we did look that
I
up.
can't remember.
go further to back, plans where it says, bank, not quite that far, it says,
that one more page, Lance.
That the truck loans paid in, it was listed in it, I believe it's got the.
Thought this coming year was. the
Truck,
last
there's
one.
truck payment, but,
Principal paid,
Yeah.
this is what's
Paid
paid out.
twice.
Right.
I think it was-
Cause I think.
oh,
I thought it
gravel
was
pit,
this year.
so
We
it
looked
says
up.
gravel
Yeah.
pit principal.
Right.
Yeah, but
That's
that-
just what we voted to pay.
That's what was paid out.
Yeah.
Okay,
So what we're looking for now is to see how
What the
many
balance
years we have
is.
left.
got it.
Are we missing any, John, are we missing any comments on the?
No, well, we do have one extra from Brenda. Brenda, why don't you just tell us what your comment is?
Easier to note it.
Go ahead.
Fuel was $1.30 cheaper a gallon last year.
Thank you.
$1.30, nice.
Hmm? No. Found it. I told you.
Well, you keep looking.
This is the auction, I think, what's wrong.
Gravel pit expenses will remain the same at 500.
Yes.
The interest should be lower. I believe that's why you're looking for that right now, correct?
Trying to figure out. if it's-
Well,
Interest.
yeah,
It's close.
I'm pretty sure this is it this year.
I thought so too, Tammy, but I'm Terry, but I'm.
I could have sworn.
I
we
think
looked it
every
up.
year we say that.
Well, I think this is.
I swear we looked it up.
Oh, we did, but my memory isn't what it
So
used to
one of these years gotta be right.
Boy, we can.
I was just gonna say that, Mac. Somebody better get one and help us out.
Huh,
Oh my God, I'm so
you looked
tired.
it up with me, you
Mac is,
forgetful old bat, you.
I'm telling you, it's next year, next
Fighting
year.
words.
Done. I guarantee it. Well, I won't guarantee it.
You heard it here. That mean if it's not, you'll take the last one?
School.
I don't know why we'd look at that.
I don't know why I would either.
That's where we should be.
Travel to the count.
Damn school budget.
Is that today?
No. December 7th is our next meeting here. 6:30 at the school. For you.
Please.
Along with the education. Mm.
What's payable? Page 22. Business bank. Due date is 9/29/23. They're still gonna have. another year.
Yeah, it says here in the book on page 22 at the bottom, it says, notes payable was $73,466.92 back at the time of this book's creation.
Paid
And-
off on 9/29.
Yeah, it says 9/29/2023. So you get another year.
One more year. So,
She's out.
38,
That should be the same, I would say.
well,
38.
say it should be the same, but we
Uh-huh.
were. 2,100.
No, it's $40,000 per year. It's
30,
the interest and principal.
Oh,
but-
okay, so the numbers were just different.
Yeah, yeah,
it's the same amount of money.
Right, yeah, it's the same amount. It's
same
just
amount,
What you're over on one, you're under on the other.
correct.
It's going to be less than 40 this time though, right? 38,
believe so.
3,
I think we paid 20.
35.
There's
I think it's 20.
Looks like 35,000,
$76,000 left, Terry.
That was.
38. So you're looking at like 35.
That's principal, doesn't say
That's
the
for
interest.
this year. You took 40 off of this year. I think
Right.
That's why you got just 40 to pay next year. But I
Correct.
think 20
There's one payment,
I think that's 22 payments in 20. Right, somewhere in that.
Oh, right.
It's so it's going to be paid off in September, right?
Yeah.
Of this year, 2023.
yes,
And if we take off what we paid on the principal of the 38,000, I'm not going to go into pennies. You're looking at about $35,000 left plus interest.
So
Which makes sense because we budgeted $36,000.
Right.
plus interest.
Yeah, it's
So,
like
as-
35.5.
as Lance said, it's one more payment of $40,000. It really doesn't matter which way you break it down, as long as it tallies out for $40,000.
Correct,
Right.
So we can leave those two just how they are.
yes.
Right. Because it is a fixed interest loan, right?
Yes.
And we're
Yeah,
good.
we wouldn't do a variable interest.
I would hope not.
Oh. We really would have shot on it, so.
I don't know.
Guardrails. It says we didn't spend any money on guardrails, but we did.
no, that was 2 years ago. got
We
it.
did last year at Pinky's.
That was the year before.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was.
Oh,
We did
It was the very end of the year
Okay.
before.
And you don't see any guardrails needed for this year? Unless something
Something
happens.
pops up.
Great. Okay.
how much did that guardrail job cost us?
That was, no.
And it wasn't a very big.
Says $4,452.50 according to the book.
Say that again.
$4,452.50.
4,500 bucks, and we only went what? 50 feet? Oh, it was a couple hundred.
What's the ways?
Do we want to put?
How many guardrails do we have? How much guardrail would you guess?
We have that, we have a piece going down Witch Cat Hill,
Right?
there's a couple little pieces over there on that.
Should there be one at the bottom of Waterville Mission?
Yeah.
Before you get to,
You should do one from the
That's-
top, all the way down.
no, I mean at the bottom when it turns. Where all the gravel ended up after. Oh, okay, alright.
You might have a hard time driving in there, but
Oh, okay.
our 4 foot minus, but
At this point, I don't see us needing to add anything. Budgetary one?
These keep down.
It definitely would.
we used to have a big pile of dirt, but you know what that is.
Yeah, the same place the road ended up.
Yeah,
I
I was
don't-
going over that one time and Seth said. That rock, if you just point it towards the rock, Mom, he'll stop us. I was like, yeah, no kidding.
Absolutely. I do not see any need right now to budget anything for guardrails. I'm not saying strike it. Because if next year somebody says we need guardrails here, then we can budget for that next year.
It's not like you can put it in there and keep the account open with,
Right,
you know, like you do with the used
with,
equipment.
yeah.
Right.
Health insurance, Tammy, I'm gonna ask you to talk to Maria again on that one.
Okay. Under the list.
What's an unknown? Heating fuel.
Heating fuel for the North Station. Oh, biscuit. So. We were under, well, no, we weren't, because I'm sure they're gonna make another delivery. And unless they only deliver 30 gallons, we're gonna be over.
Yeah, we're in the
Yeah.
hole right now on that.
Well, we're over on the South Station for sure. So do we bump that one up to 2? And. The South Station to 5? Cause that's what it's looking like right now. Am I off?
Holy crap.
Say that again, Josh.
North Station to 2,000,
Up 500.
up 500,
Mm-hmm.
and the South Station. Basically doubled to $5,000.
42 right now.
Yep.
We brought ditch straw drainage and grass seed down to the hydro seeder and put $2,500 in that position already. Mileage. You know, you don't foresee you driving any more miles than Yarnell. I don't foresee the federal rate going up, so I think we can leave that at 1,500. Miscellaneous. Do we still need a
Pagers.
miscellaneous? Because we kind of have, we have a shop
We have a shop
expense,
expenses.
which
We-
is
we
kind of
just-
your miscellaneous small stuff, right?
It is, it's.
Yeah,
You know, all kinds of nuts, bolts.
so let's scratch the miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Dollar, just because it's a little too obtuse in my opinion. Pagers, still working good?
Yep.
Still liking them? Tammy, could you double check the contract on that and see what it would be this year? Pressure washer can be stricken because that will be put in with the equipment repair. Office expenses, what do you have for office expenses typically?
Last
Matt?
year, we talked about getting internet down there.
Yep,
So you can have, I mean, like this road inventory stuff, we're supposed to be knocking it off. We don't have a computer down there, but I'm sure I could find an old computer to get online with. I'd like to have internet down there.
do we need to put like a sonic wall on there so you can only look up certain things? You got that, nobody else.
Oh, I think, you
Alright,
know what I mean?
so office expense, you'd like to look into like, to
He
internet,
doesn't pay a whole lot here. And it's Xfinity, so I don't know if that's.
does anybody have Xfinity, could you give me a rough ballpark?
Well, the town gets a discounted rate, but the question is there cable
It's
down there?
probably somewhere around
I believe
$40 a month.
Okay.
It's not. I
35 to
think- I
40.
think that's on this month, this week's bill, isn't it?
So if you're talking just
Yeah,
Yeah.
500.
in-house, we did 600 to 600 for the year.
Yeah, that should cover, if it's $40 a month, it should more than cover it.
Well, if it's, yeah, if it's 50.
I don't think.
no, power,
Okay.
staples, MCI, view.
so 600.
So where did you go for 600?
Office expense. Just because I know, the way they are right now, you may wanna have Tammy call on that sooner than later, because they're back.
Right now, they're running a special $30 a month for
Yeah.
24
So,
months.
yeah, so we can get that on the. Or just if they can add it just to the phone, right?
They
It's the
might say,
same
our
thing.
phone is what, consolidated?
Consolidate it, yeah.
If it's cheaper to go with consolidated, for what we need.
Yeah, maybe,
I mean,
Service sucks, I'll tell you that.
I know,
well, especially if you're paying, I mean, we got 750 in the telephone,
yeah, so I mean, like.
so.
Maybe it'd be
see-
cheaper to go consolidated for the two for just down there,
It might be,
The internet,
yeah, the internet consolidated.
not consolidated. under
35.
Comcast.
Oh,
You
you-
can do
yeah.
phone and-
Consolidate, Xfinity on that would be, you lose if you lose power.
you lose the phone,
Where I've got phone down there, if the
Oh,
power.
Right,
yeah, copper line.
Problem at the house, but
what about,
you got a
what about looking
pager,
at
you got,
Comcast for, internet down there? Cause you're not gonna be. I mean, it's not like you're gonna have 10 devices on the thing, I mean, I can, at my house, 'cause
and
that's
they're,
all I have,
they have a box right on the pole just down from these guys.
so it'd probably be fairly quick.
So it
I
should
have,
be
I have
easy.
just, I have that, yeah, I have consolidated at my house and. I have
I
two,
got it at the sugar house, and I mean, it's what we.
it does what you need it to do, it's not,
Also down there, I mean, if we're only gonna look at the weather and try to get on with,
yeah,
that portal.
yeah, I mean. Yeah, so maybe,
Yeah, I've been looking up stuff.
That'll be like
Sometimes we look up
35 a month. I think.
yeah, that'll be significantly
Yeah, it'll be
cheaper,
like 35 a month if you go with DSL.
yeah, cause I think with my phone and the internet, I think I'm only $80 a month.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
I've got
that's-
two 7 meg lines going and the phone and it's $100 a month, so. At the
Right
house.
down there again.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is you're paying too much for your phone.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, do you make calls out or you just receive
Pay
calls?
We
phone,
make
internet,
calls out, we can't
and
make
Long
out-of-state
distance?
calls,
Yeah,
long distance.
TV for $227.
Hmm.
Have phone, internet, and TV for $227.
that's Comcast.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I can always stream channel 3 if I wanna watch.
There you go, exactly. Radio license, what was that format?
They'll be back to watching the
Once every
soaps
5
at lunch.
Two-way radios.
Okay,
That
and you
was
said once
actually-
every 5 years?
Something like
That
that.
was actually just paid for. Did we ever figure that one out? Radio licensing?
Licensing?
Yeah.
But Kathy had to keep, I don't know.
Is this,
It's either 5 or 10 years. wasn't it?
I think so. but
Yeah.
You wouldn't have it if you didn't.
Yeah.
we paid 173
Whoa, how did
Is
we
that what
go
it
for so
costs
bad on roadside
for 10
mowing?
years?
I think it's more than that.
Or are we putting away just a subset of it every year?
It's just the
It's
license.
justified.
Okay,
So
It's
I'm,
just the license.
the radio licensing, we'll leave it as a line item, but we're not gonna put anything in it.
Okay.
Cause you're saying 5 to 10 years, that gives us,
And you got paid this year.
yeah, so
I
we've
won't
got a
be here-
couple years.
I won't be here for the next one. So.
Josh will.
Right.
No.
Roadside mowing, we can leave that at 4,000. Terry asked the question, why was it over so much? Because we agreed at a meeting to use the 3,500 from the sale of the mower to
oh,
have the guy continue to
Yes.
keep mowing.
yeah,
So it shows up as a negative, but you're not seeing the revenue from the sales.
right.
Salt chloride, how are we looking there? I know we
How much
tried
did you
to,
want to budget for that?
same 4,000,
Okay.
left it.
Just playing the devil's advocate here, I mean, you don't want to add anything for, I know we've got under equipment rental. But for the tractor for our own mowing. It's right there,
Which one are we looking at?
equipment rental,
Yeah,
10,000. If we have to spend $4,000 to get are we gonna spend
or
What was the?
How much are we gonna spend to rent a piece of equipment with an arm on it?
3,000 a week.
3,000 a week.
When Raymond used to do it.
Okay, where are we gonna put that is my
Well,
question.
you can put it right there, but you've also got the contracted labor up above for 10,000 that we didn't spend any, and I think that was, if we had Harmon or John,
Yeah, but if we rent our own, it's not contracted labor.
no, that's under rental equipment.
Yeah, but we didn't increase that to cover this either.
But I believe that's high, if, because I think the 10,000 is too much.
2 months worth of excavator rental.
Excavator.
I believe you're right.
So I mean.
So
You could,
between the two, you'd end up with just shy of $9,000 for mowing.
Okay.
you could throw the 4,000 roadside mowing up to rental equipment. That one,
Well, you've
Equipment
got,
rental.
no matter what, you're still gonna have the expense of the first swath on mowing.
right, but that's,
That either goes under equipment repair,
that's our
fuel
daily stuff.
usage. Yes, it's not.
Okay, so what do you want to do with it? If we're not gonna hire somebody to do it, roadside mowing becomes redundant.
Or-
Well, we don't know that for 100% of,
I mean, I
We could
understand what
find
you're
out
saying.
it's way too
$12,000
expensive.
only rents you that piece of equipment from Pete's for a week.
What if you took $4,000, put it up in the equipment rental and jacked the equipment rental up to 15?
Okay,
So
we
you-
could do that,
So you're
or
gonna take the equipment rental and the roadside mowing, make it 15. And depending upon what the excavator rental is, you might be able to,
the only problem I see there, Matt, is if we end up having to hire somebody specifically for roadside mowing.
yes.
Then it would be technically contracted.
what the problem there, well,
So. what
Which
if we
you
were
have
to take-
$10,000.
Which we have $10,000 in.
What if we were to take roadside mowing? Add 2,000 to it, planning on renting that piece of equipment from
leave the
Pete's.
sign line item
Yep.
and plan on.
Roadside mowing as its own, planning on renting that piece of equipment from Pete's for 2 weeks.
Because I think if you did that for 2 weeks. Like I said, when Raymond used to get his nephew tractor, 2 weeks, 50-hour weeks, which was 10 hours overtime for him, but that was getting there really sharp in the way. He did everything in town, and that included the first pass. So if
Yeah.
you're doing the first pass with our little tractor, you should be able to do, plus what he's done this year.
What he's done, it's a lot of it's just gonna be maintenance. So I think 2 weeks you could get, you should be able to get everything done.
Yeah. and
So
then
that's
you might not-
roadside mowing
$6,000.
rental.
$6,000,
you
yeah.
might not
slash
need
rental.
that same-
Well, unless it comes to the point where we actually have to contract somebody out. But
Then-
when it comes to
it's
contracting
a-
somebody else,
so-
we could say, we only wanna spend.
Yeah, but it's a moot
4,000.
point. This is an internal,
Right.
this is an internal description for
True.
us.
True,
So it's what we call it is, doesn't really determine how it's spent.
right. So roadside mowing, what did you wanna put?
I don't care.
No, what did you
I'd
just say?
say
Slash rental.
6.
But
I'd go for your 6. And if you end up having to contract it out, you could always go with contract labor up above for the 10.
Right,
Didn't we know somebody that was gonna try to get,
Maria, BJ was working for somebody, but he never bid on it. Mike was the only one that did.
oh crap, I shot my mic. He said that he said that he was booked.
Yeah.
I almost feel like you would have to put in an ad now if you were gonna
well,
get.
I was
some-
just gonna say that. We
Yeah.
should think about putting the ad in now.
Max salt and chloride, did you end up getting or
Yeah.
pre-buying?
We have 2 tanks of chloride full down there that have not been paid for.
Okay, so that 5,000 will cover that?
um, No, it'll cover 1 tank. It's just under $1 a gallon. So
Okay.
that would, and you got a load of salt coming off of there tonight. And possibly, there's 1 more load of salt. I think it was.
So we are over budget by, what would you say?
Oh, no, because he pre-bought for this coming.
Right, right, right. But what I'm saying is, okay, yeah, that makes
We're
sense.
Okay with the number.
So the 23.5 can stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
because what we got down there now will actually get paid for right after the first of the year.
Okay,
And that will be 2/3 of what we need next year. So it's not like we need to buy.
It's not gonna come down.
bump it to 25.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with that. We're talking $1,500.
It's, the price of it isn't gonna come down. And that includes coal patch too.
Okay.
Shouldn't need too much of it this year since we got
Select board expense. What did we do this time? You don't know? We
The
don't know.
road,
Yeah, it's a road.
yeah, like,
I'd say Lance did a burnout, but he drives it. Well, y'all drive Dodge, so I didn't know.
I don't know what it is.
Can we strike that? Let's,
Flowers,
we want to put flowers on the road.
if it was for select board expenses for the road.
Did
Yeah.
we go
It is
look
for
at
real.
any roads this past year?
Did we tell you to buy signs? Is there gonna be a sign?
There's a sign.
There's a sign expense. I'm baffled there. Without a description, I think we can strike that whole column. Or that whole row.
Maybe it's not supposed to be on this sheet.
Shop expenses. Now, we took out miscellaneous up above. Shop expenses cover all the small stuff, hand tools. Nuts, bolts, small stuff. It looks like you realistically need about $5,000 in there. Cause again, the price of stuff is not coming down.
Jeez.
you sure $5,000 is gonna be enough?
I'm sure they'll get by.
They stopped using WD-40 for their arthritis, yeah.
Sign expenses. I don't see you buying any more signs, right?
That depends. I mean, they're stealing signs left and right still.
And we don't mark them then. Don't mark them then. Don't mark the roads. Is that legit? Does it have to be marked? Go back to using wood and a router.
Find a way so they can't steal them.
Good luck with that.
Ellie has started greasing his pole again.
Yeah, it's quite comical, actually.
It is.
What do you mean?
He puts a tube of grease,
on the pole.
cloth gloves. And
That way, if they go to steal, it, they
Enosburg.
go like this and go, and it turns them a little bit. But the way they're doing it now, they're taking the sawzall, cutting it off and.
or a chain wrapped around the pole and just yank it over with a truck.
Yeah.
This is all stuff I've heard.
For a sign.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
How about we just start changing all the names of the roads to Town Road 1, Town Road 2, Town Road 3? Then nobody will want to sign. What the hell? I live on Town Road 1. Good job. You got it.
So we
They've
still
already
need.
got numbers.
That's true.
we
They
got
do.
you
We'll just
five?
go with whatever they're supposed to be.
We
I
just-
think we can leave 500 there. Okay. The IRA, again, Tammy, that's a Tammy Maria question.
That shouldn't change, because you're just a 3%.
Social Security, Medicare, all that.
Yep, Social Security, same. Medicare, same. Stormwater, it says we budgeted 1,350. It's an awkward number. And used zero. No, used all of it.
Used it all.
So where does that number come in from, Matt? Is that the,
Stormwater operating permit.
for the,
Permit for the road, I
is it for the roads or is it for the pit?
believe it's the road. I
Okay,
believe the other one. I believe the other one's not there.
okay.
Head expense.
So would you, anybody know where that number comes from? Is that a number you have somewhere?
I think it's-
State.
So we would have to get that from,
I would just-
You know what? They're not gonna bump it up that much. Put $1,400 down there and
or should we go to 15? They're pretty
15.
greedy lately.
they're pretty greedy lately, yeah.
1,500?
Doesn't use it, we don't use it.
Streetlights.
We don't need them.
We budgeted 175. We didn't spend any.
I
I
just
think the
did.
bill-
The bill just came in.
Just because you got it, don't mean you gotta
I think it was
spend it.
176.
Oh, we over budgeted by
I
$1.
think it was 176.
Should we bump it up to 200?
Electric's not getting any cheaper.
Well, that's just a light. Did you get an LED this time?
Half the streetlights, isn't it?
Half the
I
streetlights?
believe it's.
Oh, it's an electrical bill. I see.
No, this is,
You pay for half of it and the water district pays for the other half. I believe.
is the way it looked in the bills that we just signed. Yeah. And then you have one light that you're paying yourself that you divided by 21 or 26, whatever it was, and it was 176.
For that one light.
For that one light, I think it was 176.
Shut that damn thing off.
I could be wrong.
Security.
It could be wrong. It's down. It's down with Terry.
Do we bump streetlights up to 200, considering we know that Terry's gonna raise the price of electricity?
I know that Terry, she's getting greedy.
2,093 is what we paid for streetlights.
Right, but under the road, they have one light that they pay. for one light. So find the road report, it's in there.
Do you have one in your yard?
Yeah, and they pay for it separately.
How about we just hook that up to the power on the building and
Yeah.
rather than having a street light, be a lot cheaper.
We got a little.
No, I'm saying get a couple of floodlights for the side of the building, motion activated floodlights.
You can do your own street light.
You can tap into the pole.
Can't put it on our pole, but you could.
$175 isn't really that much.
No.
Like I said, I think it was like 100.
It's 161.
Oh, is that what it was? 161?
So do we leave it?
Price,
So
we could
do
buy
we
the-
leave it at
we could
one
buy the
seventy?
boys flashlights.
Oh, there we go.
Is that for-
So we'll leave that at 175. Tan loan is, we'll leave that line item in there, but it doesn't need to be touched.
Nope.
Telephone, looks like it's gonna be right on budget at 750. We assume that's not gonna go up, but if it does, it'll be because of the office expense that we're adding to it, so that should be good. Truck payment, Tammy,
That's got its own.
yeah, that's its own, no. We rolled that into the new equipment fund, yes, you're correct. Maybe we had to do that one more time.
We don't have to do it this coming year.
No.
Equipment.
That-
Okay.
So that one actually will be in the new equipment.
What would be a new equipment?
The truck payment, that
Oh.
shouldn't even be a line item here.
I don't think so. I think that's.
And the water, are you raising the water bill? Water's good then. It did. Yeah, it was, we budgeted 180 and cost 160. So we'll leave that at 180 just in case. Anybody have anything else on the roads?
Not at this time.
Nope. Now,
Did everyone sign, Josh?
I haven't
think you
signed
have.
yet. No, yeah, right there. Last year, during this time, we had quite a few meetings about the top there, salaries, right?
Yep.
And one of the things that was discussed, said that was gonna happen and then never did, was talk about a calendar, not a calendar, but a schedule. Do we want to have a meeting to discuss a schedule?
What do you mean a schedule?
You know, like a 1-to-1. So that they don't have to come in and ask for the raise.
It'd be like a
So you're saying
two-year
like a contract?
Yeah,
over the
a
next 3
contract
years.
schedule, like a 3-year contract or a 5-year contract.
Todd suggested that and it didn't make sense.
Yeah, yep, I agree. And we had talked about it in a couple meetings after that, and then. Yeah, you know, life goes on and we never continued with it. So I think, again, it makes perfect sense. Does anybody have any comments on or questions or?
Not on that. Can I skip back to the previous subject?
Water?
Truck payment.
Oh, yes, truck payment.
Okay.
It was voted from the floor.
It was voted in the road work. That's where we put it.
Okay,
So it is part of this, because this is coming out of road work.
okay, so it just never got put in as a line item then?
No.
Cause it never showed what we budgeted,
It never should. It's in this number here, 300 and,
but that wouldn't be the new equipment fund.
no, it's in
Okay.
this, it's in
All
this
right.
number here.
Then in that
386.
case,
Because we have $15,000 for equipment fund, and then we have 25,006 because we needed a $30,000 balance
yep,
for the equipment repairs.
okay,
So the truck payments now are in road work.
okay, so Tammy, can you, for that line item, see what our truck payments will be for next year so that we
Should be
can
the same.
budget the correct amount? Would it be?
Should be the same.
We have 1 year left on that one?
Well, we have 2 different truck payments. One ends in June of 2023. The other one ends in April of 2025. Truck 1 and truck 3.
Right,
Does that
well, what
make
we're
sense?
asking is what's the total payment?
You got 1 and 3 here. I only see 1 and 3.
Ones that paid off, yeah.
Kansas City Bank, truck 1 and truck 3.
Right, you see that? Kansas City Bank, right?
Yeah, it's truck 1 and 3.
Go to the next column down, next.
We're gonna have to
section
start
down,
naming them.
The end dates,
You'll-
right?
Well, it does.
Or
Right
due
in the
date,
back.
sorry, due date.
Oh, okay.
6/22, 23 is, but that's,
What you wanna bring up another subject there is you're 1 to 2 years out ordering a truck.
yeah,
Dan's truck should be replaced. Maybe not this year, but it should be spoken about very soon to get it ordered. You probably wouldn't get it till 2024.
Okay, and when is the final payment on, it'd be the baby dump, right?
truck number 1, final payment is 6/22/23.
This year.
This year,
For mine.
okay,
We make 1 payment per year. That's
And
what
mine
it
is like 3 years.
So
Right,
we
'cause
have to
we
make a payment.
did a 5-year
for
finance on
both
that,
of
right?
Those trucks still,
This
so
is
it's
your-
not gonna change.
So the truck payment should be the same, is what you're
Yep.
saying? Okay. So that just needs to be moved over into the budgeted item then, because we didn't actually, it doesn't show it as a budgeted item here.
How old is the third truck that you're saying needs to be
Yeah.
replaced?
It doesn't show it as budgeted.
Oh,
It
yeah,
shows
'cause
that
we
we paid,
changed it last year.
right?
Yeah.
So you need me to get the total budget? the total
If we could, just to verify that it is that 55,832. If it is, then we'll, if, whatever it is, put in that line item for the budget.
They look like
please.
they're 2 years apart, by the way, at least the loans look.
Which would make sense.
Every 2
And
years.
then
we're
if
getting
you're
trucks,
saying
so we're
that we
getting
could
6
get
years
by
to
Yeah,
the
this
truck.
one's
year.
done this year, one's done in 25.
Like to do anything
We're getting
this
6
year.
years to a truck.
Right off,
Get as much
to
as
get
we
it on
can.
the agenda, because,
Okay,
I mean, I
Does
know.
it make sense all the time? No.
Things like the great, they're talking.
It should be on the schedule.
what is,
We appreciate this truck.
what about the Western Star? How do they like that one over there in Enosburg?
It's 100% depreciated.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
Right. We can get our maximum money for it.
Right.
You got that.
But-
I don't think they're.
The money hasn't been there.
They got a kid in it now. He just graduated my program last year, so
I had to get for the payment.
Yeah,
They're all gonna have problems. They're all-
When
absolutely.
you're paying for 2 trucks at once.
There's a bill on there.
Yeah, it's gonna change.
Parts for-
I just didn't know if we want to stretch and get them further apart, so we get some,
Quite a bit of that.
like a year of relief to build up that excess.
Nice.
For down payment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stretch them. 7 years apart.
Do we want to, where did all my,
I don't know what you did with your shop.
it's right here, got it, we're good. The one you just said, sorry, the one that we bring up to 30,000 every year, which one was that? Repair fund,
Repair fund?
Oh, I'm sorry.
correct?
Bring it up too.
Yes, we vote to keep it at 30, so whatever it's at,
Right.
We need a balance. for that
right,
one.
so 19,339,
You're gonna
Well-
take that 7 off.
7,000.
Or
Number one repair.
So we're looking at budgeting almost another 20 grand for that. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page there.
What is this at?
that's how we agreed to do it. We would keep the equipment repair
At
fund at a balance of $30,000, whether it took all 30,000 or just 5,000 to do it. We top it off every spring.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
exactly.
That's the-
Hmm?
I don't even see equipment repair.
It's not, it's on this one right here.
Page.
Here.
Oh.
Am I looking at that right?
That's what's
So
left.
that's what's in there right now. Less 7.
So 12.
Where are we looking?
Yeah,
Page of the-
That road commissioner?
Yep,
And whatever.
Yeah,
revenue's been-
that's,
right.
Part of it-
So we're moving that over
part
into
of
this,
it is we don't budget
We're gonna move it on to this
state
side?
aid.
No,
Yeah.
that's a separate,
That's-
still separate. Okay.
that's separate. That one we vote on.
More every year.
yeah,
I mean, that's nice to have that right now, because I know there's a bill coming from pipe that has not come in yet. For 100 and.
right.
you know, which is
Well,
reimbursement.
and we just talked about that is gonna be put onto the FEMA loan, so that's gonna, that number there is gonna go down
We only
quickly.
had,
Right.
I see.
So it's all absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
we bumped it up that far. That was last year.
Okay.
15 off of that.
yeah, because according to this, we've got it in 2 places,
Right.
the general and
The grader.
that's not good.
We had to spend-
It's documented in 2 spots instead of
we
1.
spent $21,000 on his truck last year.
Wow.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
Okay.
do we want to? So that should take care of the roads, correct? except for the few things that Tammy's gonna look at. And,
Filled in there.
um,
Oh, ready for the next meeting?
yes,
Yes.
please. Why is that?
She will be here. She's the first,
Yeah.
first meeting of every.
So you just said she won't be here?
I was like, I'm real leaving meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I got you.
No, I'll get those in. That information, but Maria will be.
Yeah, it's senile apparently. I am
Here.
going old and senile. I feel like that's a pretty good dent, really,
Yep,
for one night.
me too.
I think it gives us a good chunk of things to
It's a
think
lot easier
about.
because last year it wasn't set up.
Yes.
This year you went down through it.
Yep.
You did it somewhere on your computer last year, but there was so many.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I still have all that stuff here too from
Right.
last year. So,
The way she printed it out.
yeah, I think this is, yep. I agree.
We did
I
our
was just gonna
December
look.
schedule.
We do have a couple new
Review the
mails.
mail.
Oh,
Well, did you decide when you're gonna schedule meetings? You're gonna schedule?
what did she just say? Schedule a meeting for the schedule?
Schedule.
The salary.
Salary schedule. Do we want to do that as a separate meeting or do we want to do that as one of the, we could do that as one of the budgetary meetings
I
in
was gonna say,
January?
Yeah, let's wait and
We get the,
get the
That
whole thing done
okay
and
with you?
then.
that'll give,
Then you'll
and-
see where you're at.
yeah. And see. I would suggest maybe calling around and seeing what other places are doing. If anybody has a schedule like that, or if it's. I don't know. Who else?
Well, Enosburg's union,
They
so they have a full contract.
didn't pay us for the bridge.
Okay, so that would
I
be
don't
good.
know about Joey and
That's
them.
Part of that.
So the town,
They're not,
Why
union,
haven't they
right?
paid us
It's
for-
just the,
Why
just the
haven't they paid
town
us
is
for
because
it?
they're with the water.
Water.
oh, okay, yep,
and 15% for the-
That's 20,000 water bill and that 20,000, 146.
15% on 693.
I think
15%
Seth and
on
them do it every
15%
year.
off of it and all of
every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but does it fluctuate or is it,
Something else they haven't paid us for.
yeah, the cost of living
Huh?
varies so much that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because this is only
oh, that would
75%
be-
of 75%, and they still owe us. Yeah, okay. That's what they haven't paid us for. That's where the rest of it's coming from. I was coming up with a gap.
There's that.
I don't like.
Um,
I don't like the unknown.
The-
None of us
You
do.
don't know.
Yes.
we have a,
You could be the same, you could be up, you could be down.
Terry,
We're ready?
we have a, building usage request, or not request, but, paper that we needed to fill out to use the gymnasium at the Bakersfield Elementary School as the town. From what I'm seeing here,
For us to use it for March,
yes,
we have to do a building use and be charged.
it sounds
Okay.
like by the looks of this, they're gonna charge us $50 to use the building.
Really?
Okay.
And then,
Things I-
oh, yes, yep, I believe it would be $50. It just says $50. It doesn't say a day.
So they charge even for town use?
I would dare say that we should not have to pay this.
You really want me to throw my 2 bits in there?
No.
You want to hear that spiel again?
No, I'm good.
It used to be if you were not making a profit from it.
We paid for the damn building.
I know, you don't get me rolling.
We just call it.
Yes, you didn't put one stinking dime into it.
Well, they just redid the driveway.
That's nice.
No, we redid the fight.
I
Yeah,
would just reach out, have somebody reach out and find out if they expect us to pay $50.
Yeah, Tammy,
too.
Tammy, when you Uh,
We paid for that out of our own taxes. The town did it by itself way before that SU even existed.
We'll just request the money back.
yeah. Where
They
does-
want to charge $50, we should get reimbursed for the building, right? Is that what you're saying, Lance?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, ask them if they say they want to charge us $50, tell them we'd like to be reimbursed for the building.
Yes, applicant's signature. I agree with Frank Cousins, selected above does not assume any liability.
Yeah,
Everything that was blacked out was school. Dumpsters in the whole blacktop.
There.
oh, wow.
Do we have,
Josh,
do we have a
$7,000.
hold harmless?
if they want to charge us, they have to move the dumpsters.
I'd just say they need to
To
move
the
their damn.
pavement.
I'm not gonna sign that. Well, just because I don't know if do we above not assume any liability for the act or persons or organizations using school facilities? I need to know as a polling place, if we can actually have that. You know, a hold harmless. Local ordinances and policies and fire protection must be observed, obviously.
If they clean this room up, we'd be fine right here. Did it for years.
A whole harmless insurance thing?
Yeah, under the side agree that will defend and hold harmless Franklin Northeast Supervisors. Union
'Cause you know what it
member
is?
School district.
Because now that people thought it was so smart to merge, we don't own a thing over there. The town owns nothing.
Well, before you say the you people, it was
You
enforced.
people that voted yes.
No, it wasn't voted. Even if you voted no, it was just going to be done upon you.
No,
No.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
Don't
sense.
let them fool you on that one.
Is there anybody that's not in
You
it?
can't vote to get out.
Yes, you can.
I thought that what I
There's
read,
other
said-
towns right now that have.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought we were stuck.
No. We should
When I
think
read the
about
article.
changing that.
Get a petition, we'll
False.
put it on the ballot.
I don't think.
Yeah.
And that's Tammy, I'm not signing it.
Okay, so what do I do with it then? I
Call them
can't-
and tell them we.
Tell them the town is not paying to use their building.
Yeah, because we've decided that we're not gonna deal with them. We'll do
No,
it right
well,
here.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna request it, but we wanna know what this is. You know, it's the town. Do we have a hold harmless agreement? We would have to know that. I need to see our policy before I sign anything saying that I'm not putting my name on something unless I see the town's policy saying that I'm not liable because I signed it. Well-
Organization agrees that it will indemnify, defend, and hold harmless the Franklin Northeast Supervisory Union and its member school districts, including its employees, officers, so we won't hold them accountable, right?
If somebody falls in the driveway.
Yeah, we're not gonna sue
You
them.
consider,
for the thing.
have you considered at all that it's a cleanup, maintenance fee and setup fee?
There is a custodial fee there that's hourly.
Yeah. There's a custodian fee, there's hourly, 25 an hour. But we don't really,
This gets better.
we don't really need that. I mean, we're gonna. break
I say we-
down-
No,
Close all
but
the
what,
chairs up
no,
there
but
that
what's
way,
gonna
like we
happen
do
is you're
in
gonna use the
Town
gym
meeting
for
day.
those 2 days, okay? What they're gonna do is they're gonna have somebody come in afterwards and use their machine to go around the gym. Well, no, they're not
They
gonna.
Keep
just
it-
won't clean it till after we leave.
Yeah.
Like normally they clean it at 4. They're gonna come in and clean it probably in the morning before school instead of at 4.
And they'll charge us instead of them.
So I don't know. how I
So we're gonna have a line item to vote to get out of this.
Agreed with the Franklin Northeast Supervisory Union or the school select vote to not assume any liability for the acts of the person and organization. Makes sense. We're our own liability.
What I wanna see is that we have,
Insurance for us over there.
that's what I wanna see
You'd
before we
have to,
sign.
you would have to do a day policy. A 2-day policy.
Cause it's not a
We don't have
town-owned building.
anything that we have coverage.
The deed for that building.
You probably have
That's
to
who
do
signed it
that
over.
$1 million
So then.
day policy that's like $80 or $90.
Shovels. No, we need to see our policy to make sure that we would be covered if we're over there.
But there's a
We-
possibility we might do it right here.
Tammy,
We did it right
contact our
here for
insurance company,
years.
and find out if they have a rider that says we'd be
Let's
covered if
just
we
do
use
it.
the school building for election day. That's what it,
Make them clean up their
amounts to.
junk over there. So you
Right.
can put your tables out. with
I don't
your
know if it
phone.
has to have a special rider or if it's covered. You just gotta ask the
Less
people who
work for
supplies the insurance.
Kathy would be right, her stuff would be right there. She hasn't gotta lug everything.
Oh, you just have to either set the whole room up the way it should be or empty everything out of the room and have people stand. I don't know if standing would work.
I was gonna say,
Well, no.
that would not be ADA
You would set
compliant.
it up the same way we did for years.
Agenda for Matt.
There you go. There you go. Just set it all up.
Yeah.
And I will keep this as a reminder if you don't mind.
That's
Throw
fine.
those things out the window for the day.
All right. Don't be picking on that. I had a lot of effort into those.
Those pods can go, period. We don't need them anymore.
Don't know.
Yeah.
We're done. We're done.
Oh,
We
right.
don't have COVID anymore. We have the flu. We have the flu now.
RSV.
monkey pot.
RSV, the flu.
Oh. Holy hell. Are you muted? Okay, good. So now you're just mumbling in the corner. All right.
What else we got?
Golly,
What else do we have?
that's what I'm getting at here. Sorry, Tammy. This says, second notice, all information is due no later than December 15th. DR. There's another one for Lance and
Oh,
St. Albans Police Department Central Dispatch.
Yep, they want money.
We'd like to thank you for continuing business, blah, blah, blah. This is our dispatch fee, right?
What
Yep.
is it this year?
Will increase.
6,000 something.
I was gonna say, I don't even see the number on here. My
did they increase
That's
it?
in the middle, 6,000 something, isn't it?
contract.
I thought you said 60,000.
Could be more.
Or
than that.
no, it was more than that. Actually, I'm
Could
sorry.
be more than that.
Yeah. 16,000.
You look at
Read it real
this and
quick.
see if maybe, oh, okay. That's, never mind. I was reading their cover letter, not their
Oh,
actual.
there you go. Yeah.
That'll do it. $16,884.
17 grand.
Last year it was 15 something.
Yep.
So this is a line item that gets voted in, correct? It's its own line item, or does this go into the general?
So it's,
I thought it went with the fire department, no?
no,
No. This goes into the general, doesn't it?
yes, it does.
Okay.
Well, that's another change we made last year.
Yep, you're right. So, yep, Tammy, so on the general account. I just put that paper away too, damn it. Direct tax. I don't see it on here.
We've already
This
put it in. Some of these have already been. Transferred over.
monitors, board, clerks, cook.
I'm just gonna write it at the bottom of this one, dispatch. 16. 884. Yeah, that's a non-negotiable. That's a set by them and. Does it say when it needs to be signed by? This is going in with this. Everybody sees me, I'm putting the dispatch contract in with the
2023.
town meeting budgetary folder.
Witnessed it.
So when I go, hey, where did that thing go? You can all remind me.
It's not.
I do not see it on there.
It is not.
Huh? You don't either?
It needs to go into the bill section.
It should be in that, right, in the general?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should be in-
yeah, that's
in
where I thought
here.
it should have been too. Yep.
I don't see it though.
It isn't. I've looked for name and quantity.
So here we have the 2023 policy year renewal contribution.
The who?
So the VTVLC, I think it's for us to be the members of January 3rd, 2023 to January 1st, 2024. They've gone to quarterly billing. So they just don't want us to freak out that the invoice will reflect a 25% of the amount as opposed to,
Well,
no, 12.
yeah,
So I think they used to bill monthly. Now they're billing quarterly. So it's gonna be, they're just saying, don't freak out. It's gonna be 25% instead of,
they talked about a rebate or something down towards the bottom.
Dispatch number, the number.
it's in that folder. 16,884.
There's a rebate or something at the bottom.
Visual grant, provide 100% reimbursement for up to 7,500 for qualified equipment, facilities improvements and other. Reduce the risk of claims that will be 100% funded and not required to co-fund. Yeah, so we could put in. Basically, that means all that ADA stuff that we were out of compliant with, you know, the 1/2 inch on the railing out here.
Yeah.
We could fix all that and they would pay for it up to $7,500.
Would they cover the internet down at the town, down at the works building?
I don't believe that would be considered
Improvement?
quality equipment, facilities improvements, or other items that directly reduce the risk of a claim.
I don't know if it would reduce the risk of a claim. Let's get realistic, but
Well, I don't either, but they must, I bet if you were to go to their thing, they probably have a list of things that you can use this for and a list of things you can't.
yeah,
I don't foresee this being, I think that can go to Tammy. Just so it's more information than anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody had a chance to read the letter,
yes.
correct?
Yes.
Did you, I don't know if
It's
Terry
not-
saw
We
it.
were gonna discuss salaries next week, though.
Yep,
Or
I
next
agree,
meeting.
I agree.
Oh,
You saw
that
that.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
So I will put that back in the new mail. And we can discuss that with her
We
next week,
discussed the roads or with her
Salaries.
salaries in general.
salaries in general,
That's needed.
Okay,
because that's in the general.
but not the schedule. That's coming in January.
Right, because that'll be a little different, because we're not talking one-time deal, we're talking. We want to lay it out so that they know what's coming.
Right.
I think that's like,
Yeah,
But not
cost of
for
living
too
goes
long,
up,
because then they can
salary
get
goes down.
right,
screwed
Yeah.
out of that. That's not
Gotta make it up
fast. We did
somewhere.
5-year and
He's not listening.
last 2 weren't so pretty.
we did 3-year and got screwed, so.
Yeah.
Any others? You've
So-
already gone over your others.
I have one
Nope.
that involves the building.
This building?
Yeah, the boards, when you come up the steps. Someone's gonna trip when they come up those steps. One of the boards is raised by like almost a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch. Not the boards on the step, the very top. When you're bringing it in, take a look at the board out there. It's bubbled up. No, the ramp, not the ramp, not the steps, but the actual porch. Transition from the step to the top of the porch, one of the boards is bowed, buckled, whatever.
We don't have a maintenance guy.
I have a planer.
You have a plane, you're gonna come in and plane the whole thing?
Uh,
Yeah, I just need some
No, it
screw.
looks like it's heaved up or something like frozen and lifted. Something, you could take a look. at it.
We'll look at it after meeting. How's that? We all go walk right by it.
Yeah,
We point
Maybe
at it, we
safer.
walk by.
you'd be safer going down than you are. I'm not gonna have a problem going up, if somebody can't lift
Is
their
our
legs up.
liability insurance up? to-
Right, are we paid up
I'll go
Somebody who can't,
first.
somebody who can't lift their leg may get hurt.
quarterly? Okay, what was that? That was like,
That's it.
that was your legit other,
Yeah,
Make a
that was
motion
legit.
to
Just want to bring up that board.
we have a motion,
I second.
we have a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Brenda? You muted.
Brenda, you
yourself.
just muted yourself.
Two votes aye.
All right,
Thank you.
you guys have it.
I did.